Alright, I'm Dan, and this is another day in the life of that session guy. So today on the show, I'll be... So today I've been invited to Marshall by my friend Steph, who has kindly offered me a tour of their warehouse and brand new recording studios, and an interview with me for Marshall Amps for one of their projects they've got coming up. Basically, I just get to talk about myself and what I do as a session guy on a daily basis. It's pretty much this video, but shot a lot nicer with a lovely Marshall behind me that Steph is getting into shot there. So I met with their camera guy Tom, a lovely man who's Marshall's go-to camera and editing guy, but Steph, being the charmer that he is convinced Tom to actually give the interview while Steph runs off to plate spin some other project he's got going on. Look at me there, look, being interviewed like I know what I'm actually doing with my life. Then after that, I met Steve, another super nice dude who took me on a tour of the Marshall factory and warehouse. And I'm telling you now, guys, if you ever get a chance to go to Marshall, go. The history there is incredible. Like, this amp here is the first Marshall amp that was ever made. I got to see Slash and Lemmy's amps. Lemmy's amp is massive, right? In the back corner there's a to scale print of Lemmy. And that's his amp on the floor behind him. Mate, it was taller than me. I also got to see some of the stuff from Spinal Tap, so if you know, you know, right? And then we go into the factory to see some amps being made. The vibe I got from Marshall as a company was very family and friends orientated. They have the feel of a huge company, obviously because of how global they are, but you get the sense that if anyone had a problem, work or personal, they always had someone to go to. And I love that. I had that in my old job at a PA company called Scan, and I think companies in general should have this attitude. There's red tape, where there needs to be, sure, but as long as no one takes the piss and just uses their common sense, it kind of works out for the greater good and just makes for a happier work life. There's a conveyor of cabs about to be sprayed and all their different cloth they use for the fronts. Little fact that they used to use Hoover bags for their amps, and Steve managed to recreate the same look and feel using some method that he explained to me, and I'll be honest, I couldn't get my head around it. I didn't know how he did it, but he did it. And that's why he's integral to the Marshall brand, and I'm not. There's a big man on the left, probably the reason most of us play guitar. Then it was off to the studios, where I met their in-house engineers Adam and Ollie, who were in with a band called Noah and the Loners, who just signed to Marshall's record label. That desk was once owned by the Rolling Stones, and I think Gimme Shelter was recorded on it, but I can't remember what he said. Such a nice room. When I turned up, actually, I asked if there was anything they didn't want on film, and the only thing I wasn't allowed to shoot was actually in this room, so I've had to blur it out. I would tell you what it was, but I'd have to remember what it was, to be honest. And a huge live room. The drums sounded incredible in there. All in all, it was a great day. Great to catch up with Steph after not seeing him for a few years and getting to meet some of the Marshall family. That's another day in the life of that session guy.